Do you want one?
No, I'm good, thanks.
Yeah. Should probably film this thing, eh?
In New South Wales, residents have been warned that the worst is yet to come.
Fucking hell. Oh, Jesus.
And a health warning remains in place tonight after Melbourne recorded the worst air quality in the world. Curry-Ann Greenbank joins me. Curry, just how...
The wheels of life turn ever onward, and we're still just here making a video game.
So I've been working on coming up with some more enemy concepts and fleshing out the enemies that we had in our game design document. Some of the enemies that were in there were kind of not so great. So just been trying to come up with some new ideas and things. So I first of all sketched out some rough stuff in my sketchbook and then turned them into this document in Pixel Edit. So it's just got a bunch of ideas in here basically for stuff that may turn into enemies, maybe. Some of them are crap and won't be used. I don't know, it's just kind of a really good like visual brainstorming kind of thing. So from here, what I am gonna do is the ones that I like, put them in their own document, see if we can make them look good animated, and yeah, see if they're gonna work in game.
I don't give a shit. No, it's... I've, like, hit the point where, how excited you are about the project is kind of... Here, come with me. Okay, the thing with when you're working on a project, there's basically... Think of it that you've got excitement over time. Now, when you first start a project, it's all super exciting. It's all fresh, new. You got all these ideas about what you're going to do. Oh, I'm going to put all these things in. And as time passes, months pass, and you're working on it, you start to get less and less excited. Now, there's a point that comes, which is about now for us, about 2 years in, where you're right down the bottom, and you basically don't care about the project anymore. Now, there is a good point to this, because this does start to climb back up again. It'll never get as exciting as it was to start with, but it will start to climb up again as you get closer to release. But the real big thing when you're at this point, which we are right now, you find it's really hard to actually work
full of shit
on your project. This is where a lot of projects get abandoned and you just chuck it straight in the bin and it's never to be seen again. It's hard to do. A lot of people struggle with this. I struggle with this, so we're having a real hard time right now actually working on this thing, as opposed to kind of pissing about and doing something else instead. But I've got a little bit of advice for any of you going through this right now. My advice is to just try and get something done whenever you're working on it. Like when you normally put time aside to get to work on it, get something finished. Doesn't matter if it's just like one line of code, that's fine, but get something done. And if you keep getting something done, then you'll eventually get more of the game done and you can finally get up to when you release and you actually give a shit again. Gotta make some video games, gotta make some video games, gotta make some video games. Should probably stop playing with the camera and actually make some video games. Do some work.
Alright, so I have been working on enemies for a while, and I just wanted to switch to something that doesn't hurt my brain quite so much, because enemies take a lot of big brain action. They move a lot. You have to
brain time.
You have to think a lot when you're animating them. You're like, where does this bit go? How does it move? So, to give my brain a short rest, I have made some nice stairs. These are just, you're gonna go down the stairs to get to the next bit of the level. That's it. That's how
Revolutionary game design. Stairs take you to the next level. Fuck, we're breaking new ground with this one.
I also did like an altar thing, so you can make a blood sacrifice at the altar. Let me get some animation.
Give us a bloody visual of that one, will you?
Yeah. Whoa. Oh my god, that's his idol.
Yeah, it's better.
And then you go up and you interact with it, and it's like, oh, it's doing things, and then it's like, woo! And that's it. Breaks.
Lovely sound effects. I'm glad that we know that we've got those fucking sorted. Jesus. Well, next time, hang on. I'll turn the mic on and let me just do that one. We've got a new enemy in. It's done. It's all done. The game's finished. It's not. It's loading. It's loading. Yeah, we got a new enemy in. An enemy that's Haley's done a while ago. Yeah, new enemy in, the Cult Priest. The reason that he can get added so quick, because I've done this in like 2 days, is because all the systems that revolved around enemies spawning and the AI and everything, well, basically it was already done, and I'd sort of worked it all out and got it all sorted, so let me see if I can find one of them here for you. Right. There's the normal cultists, so the guys you expect to see, those here. Let me see if I can actually find one of the priests. There he is! Look at that fella. They shoot homing projectiles at you, but they also do this and attempt to heal other enemies that are nearby to them. So they're a ranged enemy. Get out of the hallway. So he likes to stay at a certain range from the player to shoot his little magic orbs at you. But if you sort of get a bit too close for comfort, he tries to back off a bit. And he will attempt to heal other enemies, especially the melee types, if they're within a certain range and they've got a certain amount of health missing. So yeah, he's basically like a support. So when you're fighting more than one, you've got this guy behind you shooting things at you from a distance, and you've got the melee guy running up in your face trying to actually smack you. So I'll see if I can get them both in the same room here.
Just to make your life hell.
Yeah, so it kind of goes like this. So now he runs up at you, tries to hit you. This guy's over there shooting stuff. So you keep trying to back off because I keep getting too close to him. Hit this guy. Oh, let's see if I can get him to heal him. Here we go. There you are. So now he's just healed him back up. Now he does have a cooldown timer on that, so he won't do it continuously or anything like that. But they can heal each other. Can't heal themselves, but a group of about 3 or 4 of these guys is a pain in the ass because they sit back, running away from you, and then they'll be constantly healing each other. And that's pretty fun. Another system that we had sort of in but not complete, but it is now finished, is the different effects on the weapons, so things like friendship, burning, and all that sort of thing. They're all in their work, and they can be applied to the character as well, apart from ones that don't apply, like friendship makes no sense. But enemies can set the player on fire, they can poison the player as well, so and it all just plugs in and works now. So if I want a poison enemy, it's literally about 3 lines of code to give him poison attacks. So it's give him poison attacks, what chance they are, and you know, that's basically it, and then he'll just do it. So the reason that everything was going so slow before is because there's all this behind the scenes stuff. I know I've talked about it a lot. There's all this behind the scenes thing, all these systems that are getting made and refined and things like that. But now they're in. So this guy got put in. He had to have the new ranged AI work out for him, so when he actually tries to get away from the player when he gets within a certain distance. So that was specific just to him, and any other new ranged enemies. But now that's in, it's if I want to add another ranged enemy, I've literally just got to plug in his sprites, give him how much health he wants, how much damage he does, and tell him he's a ranged enemy, and he'll just go. If he needs different AI on top of that, then there's a provision to put it in the code, but it's all modular. It's like Lego code, it all snaps together. Even just these two enemy types, when you get them in a group like this, become quite the pain in the ass because you've always got this guy harassing you in the background, while all these guys end up crowding around you. So you can start seeing, oh, there we go, they all got slowed. You can start seeing they actually get infuriating. As soon as you go up to close with him, he starts running away, and now he's going to end up healing all those kids. So what you end up doing, or I find, you end up using your ranged weapon to try to take him out in the background. There you go, and now you can go through and actually take out the melee guys as usual. Which is cool. It adds quite a dynamic already, and it's only 2 enemies, so we'll see it when I plug in a third, how it's starting to look then. Look at that jiggly boy.
Yeah, check out all this cool stuff I did. I did this. And I did... Look at this.
What?
we got this big frog fella. Oh, that one's still a work in progress, that one. We got this.
Oh, starting again. I missed it. Ah, yes.
What?
Oh, I like him. He's adorable.
He's so nice. And he hits you too. And then you kill him. Oh. And one more thing. I got one more cool thing. Let me find this other cool thing. It's really nice. It's very cute. Oh, look at this little fella. Look at that. Look at him. Look at that.
Why are you, I suppose the question does need to be asked, why are you just making cute stuff instead of like the horrible eldritch terrors? I mean, Old Mate with the arms was pretty good, but this is just like a cute frog.
This little cute guy, right? He's gonna go with this big fella.
Yeah, the other cute frog.
So he's kind of spooky.
Okay.
So he's quite big, like compared to the player, right? There's the player. And look how big the frog is.
So he's a big boy, is what you're saying.
He's big, and what's gonna happen, right? Is this big frog's just gonna be floating about with his little like sweaty tentacles everywhere, and then he's gonna have like a little herd of small cute frogs like down the bottom here, and he's just gonna be swaying along, and they're gonna hop around down the bottom, being cute.
Being cute.
Yeah.
I feel like that's not in the game design document. Let me just have a look. Hang on. Cute frog. Let me see. No, not there.
On my copy,
No,
you've got.
don't think so. Yeah, no. Look, I'm not too sure about that. Actually, no. I'm just gonna. I don't think we've really got the right idea here.
On my copy.
No, it's just no. It's, he's going to work. You watch, just you wait. He's going to work and he's going to function perfectly and nothing will go wrong. Because it all slots in. It's Lego code. It's going to work. You watch. There won't be any... He's not going to run backwards or anything like that. Or just totally fucking... Well, it didn't crash.
It just worked.
It just works. you watch, he just won't actually spawn. Oh, there he is! Look at, look at him! Oh, he's great. He's quite grumpy. I should really turn off these vision cones. I didn't do it, so you're just going to have to live with it. Look at him!
He's very upset.
Look at him fucking go! His shadow is kind of fucked. That is nice.
But he mostly just works.
Yeah. Oh!
Oh. Nice hat, buddy.
Oh wow, that's that didn't happen. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. No problem with it. Why? Stop. What? Idiot. Look, it's fine, don't worry about it. It's fine. It always works. Like, to be fair, that being the problem with putting a new dude in, it's pretty good. The health bar spawned in the wrong spot, like, I know.
That's the only glitch, that's alright.
Yeah, well, we'll see. I'll see if I can actually kill him. Ah, he spawned, though. He did his animation. And slide all over the place. Yeah, sure. Actually, I'm just gonna respawn myself a bunch of stuff. I like Granado. Go away. Status effects, look! He's bleeding! Cop that, mate. What is the chance? 50% chance to close bleed. That is really good, actually. Oh, there he is. I don't think you can make him bleed. I think I made him immune. He resists. Oh my god. I'll just clear this out a little bit. Oh, there's another one over there. Yeah, so the idea with them is they have a longer reach than like the normal dudes. So they almost like they sit almost like second rank. So you've got the guys up in your face, hitting you with a club. And then these guys have a longer reach and they sit behind almost like, I don't know, like a spearman, poking you from a distance. And then you've got the guy behind that who's that's the god playing silly buggers. Yeah, you've got the guy like behind them shooting magic at you and healing them. So you've got like three deep sort of line to it. So if you stand here, they can all whack you at once. And they're really quite, yeah, because they can hit twice. Like, if we were actually playing and not on God mode, I would have just died then. So that would have been it. I'm not sure if you can set them on fire or not. I can't remember. It's about a miss. Want to check if the status effects work. He is immune to quite a few because, you know, he's supposed to be quite tough. Oh, he's on fire. So am I. But, yeah, you can set some of them on fire. He doesn't stand out particularly well on the actual background, especially
with the vision cones on,
Yeah.
but like, yeah, on those rugs.
Yes, well, it's because where there's going to be some lighting effects done on the sprites themselves, and they're not there yet. So everything kind of muddies together. Sort of like the same type of effects that we've got over just not sure if you can really see it, but over everything in general, there's kind of like a little bit of lighting effect going on. There's going to be a bit more of that pronounced, but over the actual, like, basically the important things, the players and the enemies. Things like chests, so they stand out a bit. But yeah, especially the vision cones, because everything's red, and he's red. It's, yeah, but like on that rug, for example, fucking terrible. But that's alright, because they're going to have, even though they share the same palette, they're actually going to look different. When it's all, like, yeah, when I've got that actual, like, colour going, that sort of, like, render layer going right. Which is, like, it's literally just a shader that's going to sit over the top of certain things and not over others, so... Basically, if you can imagine the landscape being a bit, essentially a little bit more desaturated, and then being a little bit more saturated and brighter, then that's pretty much how it's going to look. But it's all done in post, basically. Kind of like not to the same extent, but kind of like how much the explosions stand out from, like, the grenade, for example. Like, it's super obvious. That's the same sort of thing we're looking at, but on the actual important things like players. So that you can't stand on the rug and lose where you do this, because that's not too.
This episode of Just Make Game presented in Batesy Vision.
Major funding for this episode of Just Make Game was provided by Vin Hill, Tyler Heil, Roman Kovalev, Jono, Ivan Makarovich, Jin Yang, Evan N, Dennis Soy, Connor Bowen, Ben Kersnovsky, Batesy, Alan Pask, and viewers like you. Check this quality bit of kit out. So we wanted some coloured LED lighting for our videos because, you know, coloured LEDs look cool and all that sort of thing. But if you want coloured LED lighting specifically that's like made for photography or video, costs a fucking fortune. So I went on eBay and bought some like $2 coloured LED strips. I stuck them on a piece of PVC pipe, and it's running off one of those little battery banks in the bottom here. And we're just going to use that. And oh look, it's coloured. Pro tip: don't pay $400 for photography lights. Just get a bit of PVC pipe and a fucking coloured LED. Smile. Happy. Happy. Be happy, not fucking crazy. That's it. Alright, let's go.
Alright, that's everything for this month. Thanks so much for watching again, and we will see you next month for another episode of Just Make Game.
Yeah. Zoop. I am the greatest.